Welcome back to The Vocalist. You guys, I am so excited for today's video because we are going to listen to Linda Eder. She is easily one of my favorite vocalists today, if not of all time. I think she is absolutely brilliant, so we're going to talk about it. This is a live performance from 1998 where she is performing Man of La Mancha. Here we go.
Oh, that bleak and unbearable world, thou art base and debauched as can be. And the night with his banner all bravely unfurled, now hurls down his motley to thee. Oh, Don Quixote, the Lord of La Mancha, destroyer of evil am I will march to the sound of trumpets of glory, well to conquer die. Hear me, heathens and wizards and serpents of sin, all your dastardly doings are past. For a holy endeavor is now to begin, and virtue shall triumph at last.
I'm going to be beaming this whole time, and this is a short one, so you know we're gonna talk a lot. Well, I'm gonna talk a lot. Apologies. Back to the beginning. Okay. Her tone is something that I have just always, I don't know. When I think of like the musical theater landscape, this is just perfection. I love the richness and the depth that she maintains in her vocals, despite using a little bit of added nasality as she goes up top. I feel like in like the musical theater trends today, mixed voice has a lot more head dominance to it and a lot more nasality, and she doesn't do that. It's so luxurious and so warm and so powerful, along with everything else she does. So here we go, back to the beginning.
Oh, that bleak and unbearable world.
You can kind of hear it in Bleak, how it has this, it's not metallic, but it's got this added focus to it. And it's obviously a lot easier to hear some of these sounds on certain vowels. And so E is such a great one because while it has that brightness and that forward ring to it, it's still very rich. It has width to the sound. It doesn't feel like it's getting too narrow. It's such a good sound.
Hear me now, oh that bleak and unbearable world, thou art base.
And then like the way she backs off and allows world to be a little breathier and warmer. The contrast that she has always incorporated in everything I've heard it's gorgeous. It's so beautiful.
Oh, that bleak and unbearable world, thou art base debauched as can be. And the night with his banner all bravely unfurled now hurls down his gauntlet to thee. Oh, Don Quixote, the Lord of Mancha, destroy the mind.
So we get these gorgeous, powerful, open notes, and then the way she just kind of like, in the storytelling, it feels like eerie almost as she like descends in that line.
Now hurls down his gauntlet to thee. Oh, Don Quixote, the Lord of Mancha, destroy the mind. I will march to the sound of the trumpets of glory, well to conquer the night. Hear me, heathens and wizards and serpents of sin, or your dastardly doings are past.
How stunning is that? I have goosebumps. I know, to each his own. We all have our preferences. And so obviously I'm a little giddy about this one, but the way she's saying heathens and serpents and wizards, it's just so magical the way she forms text and tells the story.
Hear me, heathens and wizards and serpents of sin, or your dastardly doings are past. For a holy endeavor is now to begin.
Now, we're getting that shift in dynamic, so it's a little louder. There's contrast in the sound because we're getting more press. It's not as breathy, but it still matches so beautifully because the space itself, I feel, stays pretty consistent throughout the entirety of her range.
For a holy endeavor is now to begin, and virtue shall triumph at last. Oh, Don Quixote, the Lord of Mancha, name all the words so well known, and the winds of fortune will carry me onward whithersoever. Whithersoever they blow, onward to glory I
Again, oh, so many goosebumps. We have to talk about that. When you're in head voice, the amount of dexterity and control she has up there is astounding. You couldn't hardly hear any vibrato coming through. The dynamic, level, the volume stayed consistent throughout despite ascending, and that's high. She did not go into whistle tone. That was just a really gorgeous head voice. I'm like, where's the piano? I think that goes up to F, maybe F sharp. I don't know. It's up in the stratosphere, above high C. And for her to maintain that gorgeous, pure, almost like siren sound, oh, we're gonna listen to this a couple times. So tiny bit of vibrato right at the end there. Love a key change, but oh, and that little smirk. I love that. just the personality that comes through when she's performing. But then again, we're in this really gorgeous head voice and instantly back into a very strong chest mix, depending on where we are in her range. That's like an instant flip of which muscles are being engaged, and it's so impressive to stretch the voice that much and then still be able to maintain the power and control that she has in her chest voice and in her mix. You know we're watching that again. Let me just get this last section. We started to get a lot more growl, grit, texture. So thrilling. Okay, sorry. That was a terrible place to start. Let's get into that. Get into this last section. Her breath control is so beautiful and aspirational. I mean, I feel like she supports so well from her midsection, and she just has, yeah, so much control in the sense that, and I know we talk about this all the time, it's not just about how big a breath you take in, but it's how you use that air and how you utilize and sustain a line with that air. Utilize the air while sustaining a line, sorry. She has gorgeous, consistent adduction in her chords. There is consistency in her tone in the space. There's consistency in her dynamics and the growth. And there's just so much of that is reliant upon airflow. I know it would seem like air and space aren't really that connected, but we rely on consistency and airflow to maintain certain sounds. And when we don't have that consistency, oftentimes we change the space that we have in order to sort of compensate, but she doesn't have to do that. It's just all, it's so pristine. It's so good. Okay, here we go. Okay, one more time this last, you heard the shift on the word I. Oop, that was it. One more time. There's not a huge spread that's happening. She's shifting by putting it a little bit more into a head. It's already in a gorgeous mix. She's incorporating a little bit more head into that mix, and she's just widening just the slightest bit to facilitate that a little bit easier. And then, of course, that sustained line at the end, allowing straight tone, not even allowing, I was about to say force. Preventing vibrato from coming in too soon. Like, that's so hard to stay on straight tone for such a long time when sometimes the vibrato just wants to kick in. Can you tell I'm a fan? I haven't had the privilege of seeing her perform live, but I know she's still doing concerts, and I think that is such a huge testament to her technique, because these are big sounds. Like, there is a lot of volume, a lot of power, and it would be very easy for some singers to lose various aspects of, their vocal production, whether it's control or stamina or volume, presence, range. And from what I've seen, at least the clips that I've seen of her recent concerts, she sounds so good. It's like no time has passed. I'll put her YouTube channel below, because I haven't had a chance to, see everything, but sometimes she does workshops and master classes, and sometimes she has like vlogs. I about said blogs, but they're like video vlogs. And I think she includes different performances and clips from concerts, and it's just, she's so captivating to watch, at least for me. Again, I know some people just sort of pull at your heartstrings, and the combination of her voice, her performance, persona, I don't know what you want to call it, just her stage presence, everything is just so beautiful to me. So if you haven't heard her before, I hope you enjoyed this. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching with me, and hopefully I will see you next time.